Good morning and welcome to the Easterseals South Florida Festival of Chefs for 2026 podcast presented by Miami Community Newspaper. My name is Mark Allen and we have an amazing panel today who's going to discuss what they do and also discuss about the event that we have upcoming. We're very excited for you to join us. We'll start on our right and we'll just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Sardou Mertilus, born and raised in Miami, a child to immigrant parents who came here in the late 70s. And so I'm the last of six. I attended Miami-Dade College, and I also went to FIU, majored in accounting. So now I'm a partner at Citron Cooperman, specializing in government and not-for-profit audits. So that's a little bit about me. And also in terms of Florida, just never left. South Florida has been home for me, and I think it's going to always be home for me.
Amazing.
Hey there, Christoph Babka. I'm the Director of Development for SAVE Foundation. I'm here on behalf of Men in Pink. I'm the co-founder, executive director, and we do volunteering helping women and children throughout Miami.
Awesome.
Marco Zuniga Gutierrez, happy to be here. Thank you, Mark, and everyone. I work for Miami Jewish Health Foundation as the Director of Development. My work focuses on building relationships and philanthropic partnerships in support of the people that we serve, or the population that we serve, which is the seniors, and also in support of our mission, which is enriching lives with empathy, purpose, and grace. Very happy to be here. On the personal side, my background is industrial engineering and business, born and raised in Barranquilla in Colombia, and been living in Miami for the last 20 years.
All right. Hello. I am Chef Summer Navarro. I pretty much grew up down here in South Florida. Of course, traveled a little bit here and there. I got into a culinary arts program when I was in high school at Plantation High, and I had the best chef instructor, Chef A, shout out to her. And I fell in love with the whole culinary world. We would go to food shows. We would volunteer at shows like this when we were in high school. So I absolutely love the charities behind it and just the mingling. And after opening 4 hotels, being a pastry chef, I decided, I want to jump into education. So now I work for St. Thomas University, and I'll be the baking and pastry chef instructor there, as well as doing some recruiting. And I'm also going to be a part of all the events that we hold in our new College of Culinary Arts. So I'm really excited to be a part of St. Thomas University. It's been there since like the 1960s, came over from Cuba when, communism was kind of taking that over. So in South Florida, great university to be a part of, and they're just trying to outreach to the community. And so thank you for having us here and showcasing St. Thomas University.
Absolutely. And I know we were speaking before we got on, but you've been there for a whole 3 months now?
Yes, all 3.5. It's been so exciting.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, just some follow-up questions. Thank you for all the introductions, but just kind of wanted to give you an opportunity. Marco, I know we had been discussing about Miami Jewish Health, just ways that people have been involved lately, things that you have done amazing work in the community, and also upcoming opportunities to get involved. Would love if you could just comment on that a little bit.
Thank you for that, Mark. Well, for those of you that do not know what Miami Jewish Health does, we are the largest healthcare provider for the seniors in South Florida. Our services span from residential to rehabilitation services to the senior adults, but also caregiver support, brain health, among a few other services that we provide to the senior population. We are very involved in the community. Most recently, we deployed an employee workplace pantry, which is a dignity-centered resource for our employees facing food insecurity, and it has been received with much gratitude by the system and by the community. Our peer-to-peer July campaign brought together vendors, partners, friends, family, colleagues, all in support of our employees, our most vulnerable employees, and it continues to tell beautiful stories to this day. So my call to action to everyone that doesn't know us or that wants to get involved with us is please reach us, please visit us on campus, please consider making a gift to the pantry or to our mission, or just get involved with us. I'm happy to connect with you and talk about ways in which we could collaborate. As you are all aware, collaboration is probably the newest and best competitive advantage, because we are better when we are working together.
Amazing. That's amazing. And then, Christoph, you talked about how you're here representing Men in Pink, an organization that at Easterseals I've become very familiar with. Such an amazing mission. Kind of something I wanted to ask you is just why pink? What does it mean? What does the mission represent to you?
Absolutely. Well, the origin of Men in Pink comes from my partner, who's actually my fiance now.
Congratulations.
Daniel Ramos, thank you. Back during COVID in 2020, he wanted to do a food service over at Lotus House and help with serving food, and his company wouldn't cover it. So we did fundraising, and 4 of us went with full PPE gear on, served food at Lotus House. We posted online, and friends said, hey, we'd love to join you next time. And we realized, well, we don't want to fundraise every single month from our friends. We want them to be of service. And so 6 years later, we have 550 members. We partner with Easterseals, Lotus House, Girl Power, Miami Diaper Bank. And the idea is if you have a low barrier to entry, people are more inclined to volunteer because you make it super easy. You simply show up, right? And it's social philanthropy. So you know you're going to be with good people doing good things. A lot of times volunteering is in a silo. You're kind of by yourself finding something and volunteering. So this is just a group of people coming together. And then it's high return because it's full engagement. We've done events with Easterseals where our members get to interact with children that they would never otherwise. And it's super fulfilling for someone just to invest 2 to 3 hours of their day once a month and be of service helping women and children. So we ask why pink? Because we want to be men of service. We want to destigmatize, defeminize the color and be accessible to women and children who often are subject to toxic masculinity in their household. Sometimes it's the only times that these children interact with men. And so we wanted to be as open and as welcoming as possible.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No, definitely. And if there's ways to get involved, is the best way just to visit your website, or is it?
Absolutely. meninpink.org. We do a monthly newsletter with volunteer opportunities. And we're on Instagram as well, too, where we post our monthly volunteering.
Perfect. And then Sardou, I didn't know that whole background and your connection to this community. That's amazing to hear, and an incredible story. I would say when we were speaking before the podcast started, you really emphasized how important volunteering and getting involved with organizations is to you. Would love for you just to elaborate on that as well.
Yeah, thank you. And, for me, I always find that volunteering and giving back, it's important. And there's a big difference between sending a check or, donating to a campaign. And there's a difference between doing that and showing up and actually seeing the impact of what you're giving. So, for example, I've done quite a few backpack drives with Easterseals, and it was very impactful to me. We would pack the bags at our office. It's a great event for us to get together and kind of for our colleagues to feel like we're doing something for the community. But then we'll take the backpacks and hand deliver them to the different classrooms. And it's important to see that the children with the smiles on their faces, seeing the joy and also the genuine care of the teachers, the leadership, just seeing how our backpacks and things like that is beneficial to the students, and just seeing that impact, it makes it a lot more impactful for us. So also another thing that I normally do with my children is go to Feeding South Florida. We would go there and sort the goods. The idea there is to kind of give them insight to understand, a lot of things that they have. Not many children are afforded those opportunities. And, coming from where I grew up, low income, I could connect with those types of needs in the community. And so for me to give back and kind of give my kids insight on, okay, not everything is great. Not everyone has everything that they need the moment they ask. I think it gives them it's more a teaching less moment for them, but also it's a powerful moment for me to kind of give back and understand where I came from and continue to give back to the community.
No, that's amazing. And again, thank you so much to everyone who's here. As you now know, everyone, these are amazing people who are super involved in different ways, and highly recommend looking into everything they just discussed. Thank you for joining us. We're here definitely also to talk about Festival of Chefs, an upcoming event for Easterseals. We're super excited to be putting it on. It's our 36th annual. It's on September 24th. Tickets can be purchased right now at festivalofchefs.com. Highly recommend you going. So I guess the little question I would say to people who are all familiar with the organization, Chef Summer, I should say, who's new, is St. Thomas has participated for a long time, but this will be your first time, correct?
Well, I believe in the past I've definitely attended this event as a student.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I believe
nice.
I have.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, definitely. And even growing up, it's like when I played soccer, we would also help students like with disabilities and things like that, and we'd teach them how to do soccer. So being in the community for me has always been, really important because, like you said, giving back and helping those who might need more help. Or don't have all the things that other families have. So, but I believe I've been to this one before, but there were so many. When I was in high school, our chef instructor would bring us to any type of charity we could volunteer at or make something for or bring something to. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
So really excited to be here though. Yeah. Actually at University St. Thomas, we just started a new program where we're going to have certificates and degrees for students who, might come across as disabled or might be on the spectrum or something like that. And so Chef Alan Bergman will be in charge of those students. So this is really near and dear to us. At St. Thomas, of course, we're all God's children and we want to take care of them as much as we can. So
that's amazing.
But I'll be making French macaroons for it. So
yeah, that's amazing. Mm-hmm. I was waiting for my French macaroons this morning. No, I'm kidding. When I got to the podcast. So with that in mind, kind of you have like that unique perspective where you're going to be on the chef side, which is a big part of our event, right? Mm-hmm. Where obviously this event goes towards our mission, our vocational training for our students with special needs to be able to learn how to work in the kitchen so that when they leave Easterseals, they have the potential, like you were talking about, to find careers in the kitchen. So with your kind of perspective from the chef side, why would someone who's watching this, why should they attend this event on September 24th?
So they should definitely attend this event because it's for a really good cause. Not everyone wants to sometimes work with someone. They might think they're not capable of that job. But when you have this event and you bring these students to this event, you'll see what they can do and you see them blossom and you see them grow. So coming to this charity, you're really going to invest in these young student lives where they might have not gotten that chance before. So I absolutely love the fact that you can come, you can have a nice beverage, something sweet, something nice to eat, really, and definitely enjoy yourself while you're also helping these students who might need more, or even some of the seniors, or what we're funding for. So it's the best foundation that we can have, where we can just help those who are in need. So coming to this event will definitely provide the resources that we need to continue to love on this community.
Amazing. Mm-hmm. And then Mark, I'll ask you the same question through the vein. I'm going to sing your praises a little bit. You might have to help me out here. You won the Volunteer of the Year award last year. Was that what it was called at this event?
That is correct.
Very
honored. So surprised.
So Marco is a very close friend, specifically with this event, who really pushes, drives it, and we're so grateful to have him on our team. So kind of through your eyes, someone who's been very involved with this event, what would you say? Same question, why should people be interested in participating this year?
So I want to quote Emilio Stefan. He said that creative fundraising is the future. Everybody's been used to doing regular fundraising for years. What if we do something different? What if we do something meaningful, engagement, fun, instructive? He has the opportunity, to partner with celebrities and artists, throughout the world, which magnifies that impact. But what I see here is that we found a way to provide something to our audience that is engaging and fun, not to mention also instructive for the students, but also has a purpose, right? We're here not just to raise dollars, we're here to share the message of how beneficial it is for the students to receive the funds that they receive from this event that goes towards their education, the development, their skills. I'm going to quote Steve Owens, from former president from Sawyer Properties, back when he received the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2016. He said to the audience, which were like top leaders in development, top leaders in architecture, top leaders in urbanism, he said, do not look to the people that you know. Look at the students. They are the future. They are not only here to replace us. They are here to continue the work that we've done and the legacy. So give them an opportunity, embrace them, talk to them, invite them to partner with you, give them internship opportunities if you have them, mentorship opportunities, because they are going to make the path that we've created even better. And for me, that resonates. So I commend the work that Easterseals is doing with this event, which is providing a very fun and engaging culinary experience for our Miami residents, which they all love going out and trying, different cuisines and trying different experiences. In addition to that, with a beautiful purpose.
Amazing.
I can even piggyback on that because Chef Summer and I were talking about Spice Week here in Miami. So imagine if for a fraction of the price of a Spice Week dinner, you get to have dozens of the best restaurants and sample as much of the greatest cuisine you ever had together. I have gone the last 2 years and I literally empty my stomach and do not eat for the entire day because it's so delicious.
Yeah.
And what an awesome opportunity, like you mentioned, this younger generation, it's the TikTok generation. It's quick, instant media, right? So an old traditional format of a gala doesn't resonate with them. They don't want a sit-down formal dinner with speeches and music and then a plated dinner. This is interactive. It's engaging. When I went last year, there were so many influencers taking photos and videos of everything. So it's more of a communal experience that has a digital extension because it ties in to how younger people do get active and involved.
Oh, yeah. I agree completely. In my role, I've been making a big push to bring in the younger crowd. The younger crowd wants to get involved in this nonprofit charity work. This is a great opportunity, and there are ways to get involved. And this is a great way to get introduced to the mission, to network with people who are familiar, like the people here who are familiar with the mission. 100% agree with what you just said. So, but yeah, Sardou, any of your thoughts?
Yeah, so I've gone to probably 2 or 3 of them so far, and like you said, like everyone else said, it's a great event, great impact. But also, I do like the show that's put on, like the music. It almost feels like a party, a mini party. The different food you get to try, you get to understand the different chefs and their mission and their passion on why they did what they did in terms of the food they present, and you get to, okay, these are the types of restaurants I want to try, and you can go back and maybe try that restaurant at a later date. I do also think that it gives the chefs an opportunity to showcase in a creative way their stand in terms of what they represent. So I know last year, I believe there was a chef that had it seemed like it almost looked like a trunk of it almost looked like a trunk of a vehicle. It was like a setup that looks pretty cool. So I would say that the event is not only a show, but it's also an art form in a way for some of the chefs to showcase their passion and what they bring to the table.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And pivoting, because you did mention the chefs, so pivoting kind of to that point, speaking to the chefs, how important do you think it is? In my opinion, one of the most important, the mission. We keep talking about the mission. The reason we're doing this is for this amazing program we have to teach, like I said, our special needs youth how to get involved and work in the culinary kitchen. However, to be honest, to be frank, it is difficult to get those opportunities. Those opportunities don't arise often. So kind of just if you had to speak on that, just like the opportunities that could arise for our students to then, when they continue on, it seems like you were already talking about this, Chef Summer, about opportunities to move into the kitchen staff after they complete with the Easterseals programming.
Oh, yes. Was it to him, though? It's to me now?
Yeah. Oh, I'm doing like a roundabout. Don't worry about it.
That's a roundabout. Yeah, so definitely you don't know until you try, right? That's one of those things, and sometimes you don't know until someone pushes you to try. And so when it comes to this event, these students, like I mentioned, they just light up. They love working with the food, with the chefs. They love trying new things as well. And so for them, it just makes them engage. It makes them see hey, I am doing this. I can do this. And so that's why I also love that program we're starting at St. Thomas University, where we help these students realize their potential. Because without this program, some of these students, like I said, wouldn't realize what their potential was. So I'm so excited to be here and to be a part of that and to start this new program at St. Thomas. So yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So I do think, the chefs have an opportunity to be curious and see what the students like, maybe have conversations and understand, okay, what types of food they like to make. And that way you can get a better understanding of, what gets them to tick and how you can kind of embrace and help them, guide them into being a better chef. So I think of it as, in my shoes, I'm an accountant. So when I speak to students in high school who may consider going into accounting, I find that that's a perfect opportunity for me to be curious about what makes them passionate about accounting, what advice I can give them if I were in their shoes, and also what's to come as they navigate this world. So I think from a chef's perspective, they can probably take that similar insight when they attend festivals of chefs. They can use that opportunity to have conversations with the students and see, what do they like and how you can help them.
Absolutely. No, I really appreciate that. That's great insight, and I completely agree. So pivoting again, we spoke about Men in Pink briefly at the start, and there's been so much amazing involvement with Men in Pink and Easterseals so far. So I think I wanted to comment on just not only your active, you started this amazing organization, you talked about the origins behind it now, but transitioning that from active participation, like you were mentioning, Sardou, and then like you've been doing in the last few weeks, just really promoting and helping us with the event. So connecting the two, I just kind of wanted to hear about the connection between the work you do personally with our mission and how much that means to us as well.
No, absolutely. And I think that from a personal scale, absolutely there's the direct interaction, but then from more of a global perspective, you can judge a community based on how they take care of those most in need. And right now we're living in a world where people have lacked compassion. People aren't taking care of those that need help. And the ones that are falling to the wayside, whether it be education or the elderly, those are the people that Easterseals focuses on and gives that support and growth to, that without wouldn't have a life. Right. And they have the opportunity to do great things, maybe not on a big global scale, but in an individual life. So that transformative power there. With Men in Pink, it really originated from this idea that people want to be of service, but there's so many blocks to it. But when you do it, it's so fulfilling. We had mentioned with fundraising, you can cut a check, you can do an Apple Pay, you'll feel good for 0.3 seconds, But having an experience where you're engaging and interacting, at Easterseals, at one of the locations, we did a pizza workshop with the students, the Head Start students that were aged 3 to 5. So we had about 30 Men in Pink volunteers. We had the parents come in, they were engaging. We had a chef, they had portable ovens. And so we made the pizza. We put them in the oven. It was a mess. There was marinara sauce, cheese everywhere, right? And one of our members was working with one of the kids, and he said, my father passed away 3 months ago, and I haven't smiled since today. Wow. So it's not just a matter of helping the kids and helping those that are in need, but when you are helping others, it gives you that sense of purpose and validation that you can't get from a phone, you can't get from online. Right. And if there is a loneliness epidemic, I personally feel you're only as lonely as you choose to feel, because there's so many opportunities and so many entryways to being part of a community and to helping others that are super validating. And so if Men in Pink can in some way be that introduction, bridge, or network to help people be of service, and they feel good about themselves and they meet other good people doing it, then it's a win for everyone. Right.
Absolutely agree. And yeah, like I said, so much gratitude for all the work you do. I feel exactly the same way with the mission work I do, and just the connection is amazing. Like you said, when it's just a broader thing, when you can be of service and help, and it really makes an impact. So
thank you for your work. Festival of Chefs is the party, but the work really goes into the day-to-day that you do. And for anyone who has never toured Easterseals, Pietro is a phenomenal, and yourself too, tour guide to see the breadth of the services. We're talking about Head Start children that are so young, they're running up to you to hug, and then the elderly that are in there. And to see both sides of the spectrum, of people on the spectrum even, and it's just joy. You're just happy to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember one of my tours. So I've done multiple tours, and it's always one thing that I can say is consistent is the joy and the happiness that I see in the people there. But I remember the elderly, they were doing like a karaoke, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. I hope I can be somewhere I can do karaoke when I'm older. But it just seemed like it was a great time, and it wasn't just for us because we're there. That's just what they do. That's a normal day. I'm sure probably right now they're doing karaoke.
They're probably sitting there.
It's a fun time. Yeah.
They do the chicken dance a lot also. Walking there for it. So Marco, you're a man of many hats. You do a ton of nonprofit work here with Miami Jewish Health now, and I was wondering, kind of in the same vein, just like the broader being of service, your connection to Easterseals, because you're so involved, and it's like what keeps you so involved with, and I really liked what Christoph said, where this September 24th, and this is the party, but like there's so much work that all these people here do behind the scenes, and this is like a celebration of that, and that's why we're promoting it. But yeah, just wanted your thoughts on all the work you do in the community and how it connects to your work at Easterseals and what keeps you so driven in that.
So I'm going to start with a story on the personal side. So my siblings and I had the fortune to grow along parents that dedicated a lot of their time towards service, particularly a school for children with special abilities from low income, so families from low income. So we grew up seeing our parents volunteer at the leadership level, engage friends, family, colleagues, fundraise, do events to keep the school running because the school was running and continues to run to this day, plus 40 years after, out of funds from the private world or for events. They do not receive funds from the government per se. So that instilled in my siblings and I the importance of service, the importance of giving back and enjoying those moments. I'm going to challenge the audience with this quote from a very famous movie, which I don't want to reveal, but there's this moment, and this is just a hint, it's Sandra Bullock, she's with her friends, and they tell her, you are changing this boy's life. And she says, no, she's changing mine.
Blindside.
But what I'm going is that, when you experience giving, when you experience, helping others, give back, it hits differently. Now, on the professional side, our organizations share similar missions and values, centered towards dignity, centered towards inclusion, centered toward independence, freedom, and that resonates a lot with me. Then talk about the staff, talk about the leadership, talk about the more members. It's all beautiful people inside and out, committed in making a difference in any way they can, be a treasure, time, talent, you name it. But everybody is invested. Now, talk about hospitality. When you go, for those that haven't attended the Festival of Chefs, you go and, think about a traditional, food and wine festival where you see stations of restaurants and you go and pick, the ones that you like the most or the ones that you want to experience. However, the students with special abilities, which I take much pride on, from Easterseals, they are going to you with a big smile, offering what they have created with pride and with joy. And when you see their faces, it doesn't matter if that was the food that you wanted or not. You want to taste it and you want to give feedback and you want to smile and you want to congratulate them. Now, let's us put in their shoes for one moment, right? And we're just talking about inclusion, right? At that moment, I guarantee you and I bet you that they do not feel any different from the guests or from the chefs that are attending or from the restaurants, some which could be some of their favorite restaurants. We have nationally recognized and even internationally recognized chef attendings like Chef Jeremy Ford, and the opportunity for them to get to have a conversation, ask for feedback, and maybe possibly even work together. It has no value. It has unlimited value, if I say it any words. So for me, this event hits very much to the heart. It's a beautiful event. It's instructive. It's helping the students, and it's helping the students actually, pursue their dreams and their careers. So
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So well said.
And that's super well said. And like,
He's done this before, right?
yeah. No, but with that in mind, when you were talking, I heard students a lot, right? And we are blessed to have a St. Thomas University chef. So I think I'd love to hear kind of the connection you've had to your own students, right? And how they are kind of preparing for this event. Are they looking to assist our students and help them kind of encourage them maybe to go in a certain culinary arts route and so on and so forth? Has that been discussed?
Yeah, so school is just starting on Monday, but from last year, I know Chef Alan Bergman brought some students and, they were just blown away. I think they made mini sliders and they had the best time. And bringing these students to show them like, hey, this is what we should be doing, or we should be helping those. We should definitely be volunteering our time and then creating, of course, delicious items for people to try. Because when you have something in front of you to share, everyone, eats for the most part, right? And so sharing that food and sharing that communication, I think, is even more important these days because people, I feel, are glued to their phones, right? But I love this because it's like getting out there, getting there to be social, and also helping these students develop skills on public speaking, not being shy. So there's a lot more to it than just going and serving food. No, this is going to bring the best out of them to where they'll be able to talk to people who they wouldn't normally talk to, right? And then get them out of that shyness and to bring them out of their shell, if you will. So really excited to bring them here. And we'll see which select few are going. I'll bring as many as you let me. How many can I bring? Is there a number?
My boss isn't around, but I'll ask. I'll let you know. Yeah.
You tell me.
We'll see. No, the more the merrier, of course.
That's a good point. I think definitely helps them build confidence. And I think the more confidence they build, the more opportunities come out of that.
Exactly.
And also, like Marco was saying, I think it helps them be seen. Like you said, they feel no different than anyone else in the room. So those types of moments mean a lot, and it goes a long way.
Right. I was like, believe it or not, I was shy once, not anymore. But but going to these shows really helps you develop these public speaking skills that you might need, later on in life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, awesome. Well, we've spoken a lot about experiences we've had with this event, experiences we've had with your own personal stories in the nonprofit world and your professional stories there, and as well as with Easterseals. I kind of wanted to just like a simple answer. If someone's like, well, why should I go to this event? What would each of you say? We'll start with Sardou.
I think it's a good way to see what Easterseals is doing for the students. Good way to see what's happening in the community and how you can be involved. And I think it's an opportunity to not only give back, but maybe connect with folks who can give you insight on other ways to give back. So maybe being more involved with the organization because you see the impact that's being generated and the energy within the room. And also, one thing I found, I know you said simple, but I'm kind of going,
No. Ignore the simple. The more time, the better.
One thing I noticed, everyone I've engaged with within the organization has always been very passionate about what they do, passionate about the organization. So that makes a big difference when you know that you're giving back to an organization that has strong leadership and people who really care about the mission. It makes it so much easier to give back, and you want to come back over and over. Yeah. So that's my main reason for wanting to always be involved and wanting to always show up when called.
Awesome. Yeah.
And I'll say just Festival of Chefs is just delicious fun. You'll have a fantastic night. You'll leave with a full belly and a full heart. Yes. And, chefs are both creators and nourishers. And for us to encourage, young people to become chefs is for them to become creators and for them to have fulfillment in a life career where they're being of service, having value, getting validated from it, getting paid for it, and then serving the public in a way that's delicious and nutritious.
Well, one of my favorite quotes is get out there. So I tell my friends and my family, get out there, experience the world, try new things, better if you do so along the people that you love, your wife, your children, your spouse, your friends, your colleagues, because we all know that time is limited, right? Second thing that I tell my friends is experience giving. We tend to believe that giving is just taking money from our pockets and giving it to a fundraiser and not knowing what that money is going to do. But if you are out there and you know that the money is, or the funds are serving the students, and the students are happy, and now they have a career, and now they have, a future that they once thought it wasn't possible, that hits directly to the heart. And then, like Christoph just said, have delicious fun, try new dishes, get something to drink, don't bring laptops. Laptops are not allowed. Put your phone in your pocket, except if you're taking photos or videos, and just have a good time for 2-3 hours after work that hopefully you are not running to go to your next meeting. So that's my call to action to newcomers, especially.
Yeah, clear your afternoon. That's for sure.
Get your cardio in, right?
Don't plan on leaving early, that's for sure. Stay till the end. I'm always the last one to leave. Sometimes I'm the last one to get there too. But when it comes to the Festival of Chefs, what I love about it is just, like I said, the students, right? We're investing in the students. We're investing in the next generation. They're going to be the ones taking over everything that we might have started. And so to be a part of this festival is to invest in our future, and God calls us all to take care of one another. And so when we go here, we're taking care of one another, and we're, giving our time, we're giving our delicious creative, dishes to all these wonderful people who are investing in us. So it's really a full win when you enter into this Festival of Chefs and you get to meet some cool chefs and you get to be creative with food. That's when I first started, I thought I wanted to be a chef. I was taking a tour of Johnson Wales University, and I got to the meat laboratory, right? And there's like a leg hanging here, and there's like a piece of porky over there. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to touch all this raw meat. Like, I'm going to switch to bacon and pastry. And I did. And I love plain and sugar. And I love how you can turn the food into art. And I love how you'll get to see that here in Miami. There's no other city like Miami. So investing in our students and just getting everyone involved and helping these students grow and learn in this industry is really amazing. And it's definitely dear to my heart. So I'm so excited to attend and be there and be able to make something to contribute to this wonderful event.
I'm sure that the families of the students are benefiting as well, because I'm sure the kids would like to, they probably bake things at home or ideas that they get from the advice they get at school. They bring that home, maybe bake for the family, and I'm sure the family's enjoying things like that as well. So it's a good way for them to get together.
I recently saw a photo of one of our students, and her parents actually attended, and it was like such joy. It's one of my favorite photos from last year, but of the event, just like seeing like the support from the family. For that exact point, you made me think of that. Just like, there is genuine support. There's a whole community, a whole village supporting these students, and it's very cool. So
a lot of life lessons being involved at this event. A lot of life lessons, learning,
Everyone should
growing.
go.
Yes, everyone should go.
Yeah, but like you said, Christoph, this is the celebration, right? But this is just the work that gets put in by our teaching staff, by our nurses, by like every top to bottom, as a big organization in Easterseals South Florida, is really something to see, and it takes a lot of work. So this is the celebration. This is the opportunity to get involved and to be an active participant. But it goes beyond that. So it goes to the point where you can be like the people here volunteering and being active, like Sardou was saying, where it's more than just writing a check, and you're actually part of the community. And you can visit this campus and see the work that we actually do. It really is beautiful once you see the mission and work, is how I would put it. So I really appreciated that you said that. Call to action that I would have is definitely visit festivalofchefs.com. You can purchase your ticket there directly. It's, like I said, for all age groups, whether you're familiar with this organization, whether you've never heard of Easterseals. This is an amazing opportunity, young, old, whatever it may be, to step your foot in and to get involved beyond just attending one event. That's not that we want everyone who attends to continue to be involved and to be like the people who are sitting with me here today. So grateful thankful for everything that that we discussed, and like the continued work you put in for Easterseals and also in your personal and professional lives. It's you guys are doing amazing stuff. So that's all I have. I don't know if anyone has some parting words they'd like to write off of, but yeah.
One last plug. So if you'd like to join Men in Pink at Easterseals, we'll be doing a cookie baking and decorating event with the students aged 14 to 22. It'll be on Friday, September 11th. So it'll be a great experience on a challenging day. And you can just sign up to register and join us over at meninpink.org.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that one. It's going to be, we're working with Chef Wendy, who is our chef at our staff, and an amazing woman who does so much. And we're using this event with Men in Pink to recognize her work, and also to have an opportunity for students to get involved, volunteers to come by, and it built around this event that we've been discussing today. So like I said, we're always grateful for everything Men in Pink does with Easterseals. So
everyone's invited.
Yeah.
So what I would say is, there's a little over a month until the festival. Maybe within the next month, maybe find an opportunity to come visit the Easterseals corporate office and get a tour, so you can get to see what's happening and kind of what we were talking about here. And that'll be a good way for you to kind of see behind the scenes prior to the Festival of Chefs.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And if that is of interest, please just email me directly at mallen@sfl.easterseals.com, and we can definitely arrange that, because like you, until you're there, you can't see the work in action. So I completely agree. Right. So
yeah, you go.
So this is a message to the audience. If anything that we said resonated with you, and if you happen to come, which we hope that you make it, please come talk to us. We love to meet you. We love to, discuss ways in which we could continue to elevate each other, collaborate. I love to tell you all that I do about Miami Jewish Health Foundation and Miami Jewish Health, but I also wanted to make it about you. So if we could be of any help to you, just in the same fashion in which we are involved with Easterseals, we are open to that. And I believe that the more that we get to work together, support each other, the more meaningful impact that we will be able to create collectively and for the benefit of everyone. So looking forward to meeting you, Marcus Zuniga again.
Thank you.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, in that case, thank you so much for everyone who's joined. Thank you to our wonderful panel. Thank you to Miami Community Newspapers for hosting us. This has been an amazing opportunity, and we hope to see you all on September 24th. Thank you very much.